Previously on Birding But Cool.
A big day is when a birder attempts to see as many unique bird species as they possibly can in one calendar day. I've done them alone, with friends, in the spring, and in the fall. This year, I knew I wanted to embark on my 8th big day in Alberta, but I wasn't sure where. Okay, so this is my big day region right here. It's on eBird. It's called Camrose Lloydminster County. This year, I wanted my big day to be special, so I basically took an entire week to scout the Camrose Lloydminster region for birds. I just had a breeding pair of wood ducks. Lark sparrow, spotted towhee, brown thrasher, wood duck. This is more than I could have ever dreamed. This is really cool. We are looking at a ruddy turnstone right now. I've lived here for almost 3 years and I've never seen one of these in the Camrose Lloydminster eBird region. This is huge. We are looking at a Savins gull. The birds will show up where you'll never expect them, and these are some really undercovered areas, and you find really cool stuff.
Welcome to the Birding But Cool 2022 Big Day Series. You're watching episode 3. If you haven't watched the first 2, check out my channel, and while you're there, give me a subscribe because we've got at least a couple more episodes coming soon. Today, we're finishing up with our scouting efforts, shifting the focus to Camrose Lloydminster's forested areas. Once that's all squared away, I will know everything that I will ever know about this region, and it's time to devise the master plan for the day. But first, let's see what we can find at Elk Island National Park. Yellow-bellied sapsucker, wishing us good morning. Off to a rough start today, I'm afraid. So I'm in Elk Island National Park. Beautiful park, really nice. There's an ovenbird singing over here. Good stuff. I mean, it's always nice to be out here at dawn. The trail I wanted to do is closed, and I didn't know. And so I'm like very thrown off my schedule. This is another reason why you scout though, because things can be closed and you don't want to find that out on a big day. I try to at least just go and visit, not even necessarily bird, but just go everywhere that I want to visit on a big day, just to make sure that the accessibility is what I think it is. And the reason for that is this. So I'm kind of thrown through a loop here. I might not visit Elk Island at all, but if I do, I'm going to have to figure out a new place to get all the parkland and forest birds that I need. So I'm gonna try this other trail. This one is kind of long. It's the Moss Lake Trail. It's kind of long, so I might not even actually have time for it on the day. But we're gonna give it a try and we're gonna see what happens. It was time to adjust. I set out on the Moss Lake Trail, hoping for something good, and it turns out it would end up being worth my while.
It's not close by at all, but a winter wren somewhere off in the back of this little opening here. Winter wren is singing. Not sure if you'll be able to catch it, but one of the most beautiful songs on planet Earth is the song of the winter wren, and this is a really great find. I'm really far down the Moss Lake Trail at Elk Island, and it's looking like maybe this long walk will have been worth it because a winter wren is a fantastic bird. Well, folks, we're coming down this trail. The sun's getting a bit higher up in the sky now, but there's still a few birds calling. Got a yellow-rumped warbler on my right side. It's a long trail, and I'm not really as concerned with, running out of energy. I can get tired, that's fine. But I'm more concerned with spending too much time out here. That winter wren was basically the farthest point on either way. It's a loop trail, but the winter wren was basically the opposite loop from where the parking lot is. Now, I do have a secret weapon with me, and that is, if you know me, you know that I walk very fast, faster than some people run. And you can probably see it right now. And I can just kind of power walk through this trail, still hearing everything okay, just power walking. And
that might be the key to getting back to the car on time. If you go to the official Parks Canada website, it says this trail takes 4 hours to walk. Typically, birding is slower than regular walking, because you're stopping a lot. But most of what is going on, most of what I'm looking for is sound. So I don't really need to actually stop. And I walk fast. So if I can get this trail done in 3.5 hours, I think that gives me enough time to check the other spots in Elk Island I want to check on the day. I'm taking a little bit longer today and checking out a few more things because I have time today. But on the big day, best believe I'm going to be motoring through this and hopefully get back. Probably head on the trail at 4 a.m. if I come out here, and then come back around 7:30. Now that's big. Literally big. Probably like the biggest bird you'll see around here. Trumpeter swans. Lovely little breeding pair. Hanging somewhere along this lake. They probably have a nest nearby. Really long neck. They're a big animal. Love to get them next week. Tell you what, one thing I will not get to do, most likely on my big day, is sit on a bench and just take a swig of my old orange juice container full of water and just sit back and relax. Obviously that's fine. That's what big day is all about. Full on adrenaline. But, you know, we've got a beautiful little marsh, a little lake behind us. You can hear all the frogs. And it's just a wonderful day. Couldn't ask for much better weather for scouting. And because we're not super pressed for time today, nice to be able to sit back for a little bit and relax.
After a long day out at Elk Island, my next 2 days would be a little bit quicker. I had wanted to check out Vermilion Provincial Park, a nice little swath of parkland habitat along the Vermilion River in the eastern part of my Big Day region. I had come looking for forest birds, but once again, my expectations were flipped over their heads as soon as I arrived.
Morning, folks. Day 5 of scouting today. I'm losing track of time. I've gotten up at 3 a.m. for the last 5 days, but we're here at Vermilion Provincial Park. This is pretty similar habitat in a lot of ways to Elk Island. You would call it aspen parkland. We are right by the Vermilion River, which you can maybe see behind there. We're going to check this out. We're going to see what Vermilion Provincial Park has to offer. Looks like it might be some good habitat. Some people have reported cool stuff from here in the past. So I'm going to check this out and see if it's worth a stop. It's a pretty underbirded area, so there could be some hidden gems in here. So we'll see what we find. You want to talk about a bird that was giving me trouble? You're looking at it right here. This is a northern rough-winged swallow, a large brown swallow. Very, very scarce in eastern Alberta, except for right here, where I have found a tiny little breeding colony right below where this bird is perched, just on the riverbank. I've not seen a rough-winged swallow in eastern Alberta, I don't think ever, or maybe once, but never on breeding territory. I had no idea where to get this bird, except for now because I'm looking at it. This is really big. Well, this is interesting. I came to Vermilion sort of thinking about this parkland habitat behind me here, but a lot of the good birds that I'm seeing are on the river or related to the river. There's this really nice trail that goes right by the river, and I've had a couple black-crowned night herons, some Bonaparte's gulls, 2 belted kingfishers, a great blue heron, which all are kind of difficult birds to get in this region. There's too many places with cool stuff that I would like to see. And of course, there's a bit of walking required to get out to view the river here at Vermilion. So I'm gonna have to do some thinking about how exactly to potentially get all this stuff, because I want to go here, I want to go to Elk Island, I want to do a whole bunch of things, and I'm not gonna be able to do all of it. So we'll see how this goes.
Well, that was a wrap for Vermilion. Having finished up there, I'd spend the last day of my scouting in the northeastern corner of the region, checking out the southern edge of Alberta's boreal forest. Thoughts of Connecticut warblers and gray jays filled my dreams. I truly had no idea what to expect, This area has quite literally never been birded, at least not on eBird. It doesn't even have a name. It's just a bunch of oil roads north of this lake called Onion Lake. So I'm going to call it the Onion Lake Oil Roads. It didn't take long for one of my dreams to come true.
Connecticut warbler.
The habitat was quite nice out here, and I picked up a bunch of key birds I was looking for, including hermit thrush, blue-headed vireo, and western tanager. It seemed like a great place to spend the morning. As the day came to a close, I knew it was time to get planning.
Evening, folks. It's still pretty bright out here at the campground, but gonna be going to bed soon. Gotta get some sleep. The 12 a.m. alarm is going to hit hard in the morning. I'm a bit nervous, I'll tell you. I've got a plan. I think it's a decent plan. Who knows? See if I can get a few hours of sleep here. I might just be too busy thinking about all the birds we can see. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the scouting. I've put a lot of time into this, and more time than I have into a big day ever. So really hoping this goes well. We'll have to find out next time and see how it goes. Tomorrow is going to be a big day.
Now, all that was left was to actually do the big day. The plan was as follows. My good friend Phil, who was gracious enough to join me in this effort, and I would get up at midnight and immediately head out towards Onion Lake. We'd spend the night listening for owls and other nocturnal birds before hitting some key spots at dawn. Ideally, we'd be out of there by 5:30 a.m., having a lot of ground to cover in the westward direction. A quick stop at Vermilion Provincial Park would give us a good chance at some of the aforementioned river species. We would then head south to the Battle River and attempt to check off our Badlands specialists. A quick stop into Buffalo Lake afterwards could be useful for shorebirds and other surprises. After that, we would head north, surveying Beaver Hill Lake for shorebirds and other specialties. A quick stop in the town of Tofield could be fruitful for some urban species. After Beaver Hill Lake, we would head even further north, checking Whitford Lake and the surrounding areas in the late afternoon. We would then finish the day at Elk Island, hoping to check off any missing forest species in the evening, when they would be a little bit more active. The second night shift would be spent looking for anything we didn't already get. These things are usually ad-libbed. We would be using every single minute of the day, and we would need it. One thing about making plans for big days is that they almost always go awry in some way. And as Phil and I were getting ready to go to bed, disruption was already beginning on the Western Front. Something nobody could predict was on the way. This was going to change everything.